So everybody can see me, right? And hear? Great. So I'm very happy to welcome you all. Some of you are coming back since a month, right? Some of you are coming back since quite some time. So great to see you again, Magali and Sibeli and etc. And some of you are new, right? So welcome to a book a month. It's a great pleasure to see you all here. I'm always delighted to see that, people are willing to take literature classes on a Saturday afternoon. This is definitely the kind of thing I would do, and but I'm always happy to see others doing that too. And today, since it's our first class, we'll get to know each other, right? We have a lot of things to discuss, really a lot. So let me just confirm. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Can you? Okay, there's a green Mary Shelley in the cover, right? Okay, great. Hi, Veronica. Good afternoon. Great to see you.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Nah, don't worry. Okay, so today, since it's our first class, I'll have to do a little bit of an introduction, okay, before we actually start with Frankenstein. I know that for some of you, this will be definitely repetition, but I think it's important for us to for all of us to be in the same page. If I start talking too fast, or if I just, I get excited and I'm pretty enthusiastic about the course. And so if I just start getting ahead of myself or talking too fast, just let me know in the comments. You guys can interrupt at any time if you have questions, vocabulary, okay? Is it fine? So just to start, let's do this as fast as we can. This is a book a month, right? Thank you so much for being part of it now. A book a month is a school that teaches literature in English, right? So our purpose in here is to kill two birds with one stone, the poor animals, right? But we have two objectives in here, okay? We want to study literature, to learn literature, to discuss amazing stories, and we do this in a foreign language, right? So as a way to create immersion, as a way to, improve our conversation, expand our vocabulary, get a more intuitive grasp of grammar, right? So there's a broad spectrum of possibilities in here. Some people are here just for the literature. They would come even if the course was in Portuguese. Some people are in here just for the English, and they couldn't care less about Frankenstein. So I understand all of that, okay? And we try to offer to you, we try to offer you something that is very broad so that all of you can fulfill your objectives, okay? So we understand that a book a month means different things to different students, and our compromise, mine and Anna's, is to try to make all of you reach your objectives, okay? That may be very clear, or you can have different objectives, okay? They may change throughout time. That's all perfect. For those that have arrived, great to see you. Okay, good afternoon. Hi, Claudia. Long time no see, right?
Yes.
Nice. Welcome back. And so I am Áureo, okay? I'm a PhD in literature. I teach the Novels Advanced course and also the Reading Class course. Ana is the other literature teacher in the book a month, and she's also the creator of the project. We are a family-run business because we are married, and so I'm a very lucky man. Ana started this 5 years ago, so we have been reading together for 5 years. And we're both PhD in literature. We really love this. We are both academics as well. I'm finishing my postdoctoral research at the University of Padua, just in a month and a half I'll finish it. And Anna is currently teaching at the University of Vienna. So this is where we are based right now. So we are living in Austria now, and Anna teaches Portuguese. She teaches in Portuguese. She was teaching Brazilian literature in this semester, you know, the first course she offered at the university. So we both find this amazing that in a book a month, we teach foreign literature in English to Brazilians. And what Anna is doing at the University of Vienna is teaching Brazilian literature in Portuguese to foreigners. So both projects are the complete opposite of one another, and they really complement each other so well, okay? So what you'll be receiving here is sincerely not very much different from what I was doing in the University of Padua or what Anna is currently doing in the University of Vienna, okay? Some of you may also be taking English classes. So a book a month right now, it's actually a team of 3 people. We also have the honor and the pleasure to welcome Gabriela Naldi to the team since semester. She's a friend and she's, you know, highly capable in her craft. She's certified by the University of Cambridge to teach English as a foreign language. And she has been our student since the very beginning. So she was part of the Novels Advanced course for 5 years, since the very start of a book a month. And this is the second semester that she started teaching the English classes with us. So if you're doing that, she's the teacher that will be following you, okay? So that's it, and that's who we are. And then let's move on to how this course will work. So did you have any questions so far? Am I going too fast, guys?
No, it's good.
It's good, okay. Thank you, Claudia.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Great. If you need, I know there is a configuration in Zoom. You can use subtitles, okay? So you could get like a transliteration of what I'm saying, but I don't really know how to activate it. Anna told me, but I forgot, guys. So, but if anyone knows, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a button written more.
Okay.
If your Zoom is in English, or if it is in Portuguese, probably is mais, funções, something like that. And within that, the third option is CC captions. So I think that's the one you have to activate.
Can you see that, Juliana?
But I can, but I was not intending to use it. But now I'm going to try it.
Okay, because mine is a bit different, right? Since I'm the host, and I don't see it exactly this way. But so
I sent through the chat. I don't know if it works.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. But I don't see the subtitles. I have activated it, but I don't see the subtitles. I don't know.
Okay, let's hope you can try, guys. Let's hope it works. Thank you so much, Juliana and Sibeli. Very kind of you too. Yeah, if it doesn't work out for today, I'll talk with Anna and she'll help me configure this because I'm very bad with technology. I don't know how I'm gonna be when I'm 80, but because at 38, I'm already terrible. But anyway, so these are the books we'll be reading this semester in the Novels Advanced course. And, you know, in a book a month, we like to organize our readings by themes, right? So this semester, we'll be actually discussing a kind of book. We'll be talking about speculative fiction. So the main idea behind the speculative fiction is the kind of stories that are trying to explain something or are trying to create a hypothesis. They are trying to say, what if, okay? Let's go with Saramago, okay? What if we were all blind? And then he writes Ensaio sobre a Cegueira, right? That's one possibility. What happens if everybody goes blind at the same time? So this is a speculative fiction. You ask yourself one question, and then you try to argument for a consequence, but you don't argument by using, you know, like a systematical, logical, philosophical inquiry. What you're doing is you're following a line of thought, but you're doing that by using a story. So it's a different kind of argumentation, not necessarily less, you know, smart, not necessarily you will discover less things. It's also a valuable tool of you know, the human mind, but it's rather different from what you see in philosophy, in sociology, and so on. Okay, so we'll be really exploring this concept of speculative fiction throughout the semester. Today, there's a lot of things I want to say about Frankenstein, so I won't go into much details yet, but you'll see that we'll get different possibilities within these kind of stories. And we'll start today, obviously, with Frankenstein, this Gothic science fiction, this you know, this innovative, creative book. Then we'll read a little bit of philosophical political essay, if you want, okay? The Unbearable Lightness of Being. It's also a love story, but it's profoundly related to Nietzsche, for example. The title is coming from a book, an essay by Nietzsche. And there are many discussions of music, for example, in this book, and the objective of life, and things like that. Then we'll move on to Nutshell, which is a contemporary book, right? A contemporary work of literature by Ian McEwan. Some of you have already read Ian McEwan with me a year ago. This book is quite funny, okay? It's a rewriting of Hamlet. And you know that in Hamlet, the prince has to revenge the assassination of his father, right? And so this is the main thing that Hamlet has to solve. And in here, what we have is kind of the same thing, but the story is told from the perspective of a baby that was not yet born. This lady is pregnant of 9 months, and she kills her husband, and the baby witnesses the murder, and now he's telling us the story, and he's decided that he's gonna avenge the death of his father once he's born. So it's very funny because, you know, the baby is humorous, and he's cracking jokes all the time. And so it's a very intelligent way to revisit a story that is quite old, actually, right? So to be creative by using Hamlet, you know, it's quite something. And it's also a little bit of a detective story as well. It reads a little bit, it reminds us of Sherlock Holmes. And so it's rather different as a book. Then in November, we'll try something different, okay? Because for the first time in a book a month's history, I'll try to discuss 2 books at the same time. You can choose whatever you prefer. So you read one of them, and then you come to class, and then I'll do my best to discuss them both, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I have to juggle. Okay, fazer malabarismo. I'll have to juggle a little bit, and those texts, those books, although they look very different on the surface, my argument in here with you, what I will try to prove to you, is that they're very similar deep down, okay? One of them, they're both science fiction, and they are both really great, but one is super famous, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, right? Jules Verne, great icon of science fiction, profoundly influential. The other one, however, is part of this book, The Birthday of the World. This book contains many short stories. And this is not, The Birthday of the World is not the name of the story that I'm suggesting to you. The story I suggest is called Paradises Lost. It's about 100 pages long. So, and it's about, so 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, we all know the story, right? It's the story of Nautilus, this submarine that is traveling under the ocean, you know, led by Captain Nemo and this mysterious figure, right? And they travel all around the globe, living many adventures. Paradise is Lost, on the other hand, is about this spaceship that leaves planet Earth to go to another planet, a second Earth. So the planet B, let's put it this way, Earth is pretty destroyed because of pollution and things like that. So they have to leave, but it will take 200 years to get to the new planet. And so there are 7 generations within the ship, okay? So imagine after the first generation dies, from the second generation onwards, they always lived inside the ship. They never, they don't know what the ocean is, for example. They have never seen a dog. And so this book is pretty much about how human culture changes once you get trapped inside a ship, a spaceship, for 200 years. So it's super interesting. You see the birth of a new religion, for example, things like that. And you know, they seem different, but I would argue that they're very similar. In both of them, people are trapped, in one of them under the sea, in another one in space, and they're very, very interesting. And I think this work, Paradise is Lost, it's not well known, but it's absolutely brilliant. Ursula Le Guin, for me, is one of the great writers, maybe the best writer of science fiction I know. So it's really good for thought, you know, it really will have many great debates about it. And one of them is pretty long, about 300 pages, and Paradise is Lost is about 100 pages. So we also chose those to give you a possibility, you know, if you have more time, if you have less time, okay? And then finally, we'll end up the semester by reading Dystopia, okay? Clockwork Orange, which is the English, the original title for Laranja Mecânica, okay? This is one of the classics of cinema as well, a pretty interesting book by Anthony Burgess. It is about a near future in which the United States has lost the Cold War. This is not told to us explicitly, but you see that there's a certain Russian domination, let's say. And because of this, this new society is pretty violent, pretty dangerous, and the story is told by one young criminal, okay? And he speaks using a lot of slangs, okay, gírias, slangs, and those slangs are based in Russian. So they, or at least they have Slavic roots. And so the whole book is written in a special kind of English that is a little bit difficult, but it's super fun at the same time, you know? So it's challenging, but it would be challenging for a native speaker as well. It's you know, because it's a little bit of an invented language, okay? So just a little bit, not exceedingly, but and so we wanted to have this extra challenge, this is why it is at the end, right? And it's really an interesting reflection about politics, about totalitarianism, about society in general. So this will be what we'll be reading throughout the semester, okay? Some books are funny, some books are heavier, some are about science, others are about, I don't know, police investigations or love and philosophy. So the idea behind these choices is to give you a banquet, really. You have a lot of possibilities of food, and then you pick up, it's like going to a buffet a kilo, okay? You get what you want, and then you try a little bit of everything, and then you know what you're gonna look for yourself later on. Questions or comments? Okay, so last few practical things, and then we can move on. You are all already in a WhatsApp group. If you're not, let me know. We have to put you there, but most likely you are. And there is one link in which you have everything, okay? So this is the link to rule them all, okay? The Novels Advanced link. If you click in here, you're gonna see something like this, okay? So in here, you have all the buttons, and you can find all the possible information you might need throughout the semester. For example, the access links to come to class. So maybe you have used already one of them. You click here and you're going to be directed to the class. Or if you need the calendars, you can find them here. Or if you're looking for the vocabulary lists that we create for you, you'll find them here as well, okay? So every month, when the book is in, it's in the public domain, like Frankenstein, we try to, in this case, we added in here a thesaurus edition. Okay, so a thesaurus is a special word in English for really for a vocabulary filled with synonyms. Okay, I think we would call it thesauro in Portuguese as well. So basically, what in this book, if you used it, at the bottom of the page, you're going to have, like beautiful, and then you'll have many synonyms in English for that word. Okay, so it's an English help for you to read. It may help you with a book like Frankenstein. In other cases, like The Unbearable Lightness of Being or Nutshell, the other books we'll read, they are not in the public domain, so we cannot give you the book. But we prepare vocabulary builders, so a list of words with a synonym in English and also an example and also its translation into Portuguese. So, and we organize those lists in order for you to print them if you want, and then you can have them nearby the book. And so it's like a small vocabulary for you to build your vocabulary up, okay? So we prepared this for you guys. It's always there. Every month we'll change it. And so make sure you use that if you want to. Okay, it's available to you. We also, in the calendars, if you open the calendars in here, let me see. No, I don't have the calendars here. If you open the calendars, you will, let's do this right away, because can you see my screen changing? Can you see my new, yeah? Okay, so I'm gonna open the calendar in here. So in here, there's a lot of info that is useful to you. You'll see every month the book and the chapters that you have to read for every session. If you can't read it all, don't worry, guys. Just come to class anyway, especially if you're finding the book difficult, okay? Even if you didn't read anything, come to class. I promise that most likely the problem will be solved by the end of the class, okay? And in here you have all the links to the books and different versions, ebooks, audiobooks, and so on. Some of them are available in YouTube, for example, and then you get it in the entire thing, or sometimes we're just telling you where you can acquire, okay, the version of the book that we're recommending. And also you will notice that in your calendar you have those blue spots, okay? So the green ones are the days when we're meeting, but then you also have the blue dates, which are the dates of our office hours. So basically twice a month, either me or Ana or Gabi will be here available to you for 1.5 hours in Zoom. And you can just show up to talk, to have a conversation, to ask questions if you want advice on, I don't know, other books by Mary Shelley, or you have a question about English syntax, or also other things like, I don't know, student exchange abroad, for example, or academic questions. Just show up. This is a period of our time that we dedicate to you, to anything in particular that you might need, okay? So you also have free access to both classes, right? So if you want to come to the Thursday class, you can do it. Even if you have been to the Saturday class, there's no big of a deal. If you want to come to both of them because you want to practice more, why not? Just show up. You don't even have to tell me, okay? You can come whenever you want. The access links are always the same. If you want to change course for a little while, let's say you wanted to read Anne of Green Gables in the novels intermediate course. That's great. You go there, you read that book, and then if you want to come back, you're welcome back. Okay, so just let us know. You have free access to the other courses too. You can switch. What else? And right now, there is one novelty, which is we are now, we made available some of our old recorded classes. So if you're interested in watching the classes from any of the books that we have read before, for example, a year ago, Anna was teaching the Bronte sisters, right? And they were reading Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre and classics like those. Let's say you wanted to read those books too and watch our classes. That's perfectly fine. You find the links in here, and you can buy the recordings. Okay. And finally, we always ask you guys to pay until the 5th of every month, if possible. If you're paying by credit card, it's already settled. Don't worry. If you pay the entire semester already, you're good to go. But we just, for those that pay monthly, we just ask you to keep with the 5th if possible. If not, that's also okay. Just let us know. Just talk to us, because then we can program, or we can organize ourselves. And also, if you decide not to come anymore, that's also perfectly fine. There are no fees. We won't we won't be angry at you or anything. Just please let us know, because some students simply disappear, and we don't know what happens, and then we send one message once or twice or 3 times. It's kind of unnecessary. So maybe I'm sentimental, but I like to say bye-bye. And so if you decide not to come, that's fine. Just tell us, and we will appreciate. Okay. And finally, by the end of the semester, you get a certificate. Even if you don't complete a semester, if you're just with us for 2 months, you get a certificate for 2 months. Okay. If you need those before, let us know. And also, if you need more details, if it has happened a few times that maybe the certificate was not so detailed as some people use those in university, for example. Okay. So sometimes they needed more details. And so just let us know. We can prepare something special for you. There's no big of a deal. That's a lot of things to say, girls. And yeah, thank you so much for your extra 15 minutes. Girls and Douglas, right? Thank you so much. And yeah, if you have questions or comments, I'm all ears. And otherwise, we see each other in 2 weeks. Okay.